In this video, we'll learn how to solve a cubic function. So here we have a function where it's x cubed plus 3x squared minus 6x minus 18. And we want to find the values of x that will make this expression equal to 0. And in order for us to factorize this expression, we will again apply the factor theorem, where we choose a value for x by trial and error that will make this expression equal to 0. For example, let us start by replacing x with 1. So it's 1 cubed plus 3 times 1 squared minus 6 times 1 minus 18. And that is equals to negative 20. So therefore, x minus 1 is not a factor. Now let us test 2. So 2 cubed plus 3 times 2 squared minus 6 times 2 minus 18 is equal to negative 10. And that also is not 0, so therefore x minus 2 is not a factor. Notice that I've tested positive 1, but the factor is actually x minus 1. And I tested positive 2, but the factor that I'm testing is x minus 2. So how I see it is that I have replaced x with 1, and I try to solve for x in reverse. So I say that when x is minus 1 would not yield the result of 0. So that will not be one of my brackets. So let us continue testing. I'm going to try negative 3. So it's negative 3 cubed plus 3 times negative 3 squared minus 6 times negative 3 minus 18. And that is equal to 0. So therefore, x plus 3 is a factor for this expression. So that will be one of my brackets. So now that we have x plus 3 as a factor, we can create a bracket where it says x plus 3 times ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. So we have partially factorized this cubic expression. Now to find the value of a, I say the first term in the first bracket times the first term in the second bracket must lead to x cubed. So therefore, a is equal to 1. And to find c, the last term, I take the last term in the first bracket multiplied by the last term in the second bracket, and that must lead to negative 18. So c must be negative 6, because positive 3 times negative 6 would equal negative 18. And we need to do a separate calculation for the middle term. So 3 times x squared would be 3x squared plus x times bx, and that will be bx squared. And if I compare those with our original expression, it must also be equal to 3x squared. So it's 3x squared. And if I solve for b, I drop the x squares, and I find that b is equal to 0. So therefore we have x plus 3 times x squared minus 6 equal to 0, because bx is 0x. Now I look whether or not I can factorize the second bracket. And I can if I say x minus the square root of 6 times x plus the square root of 6. Therefore, the values of x that will satisfy this equation would be x equal to negative 3, or x equals to the square root of 6, or x equals to negative the square root of 6.